A recipe ripe for summer. Chef Kevin Quinn is here from Le Cordon Bleu for our Tasty Thursdays segment with a grilling lesson for your next outdoor party. Welcome back.
Thank you, Brian.
Good to see you again.
Welcome.
So we're talking about mixing in beer, and not just beer, but local craft brew.
Absolutely.
Into your next barbecue.
Yeah. So we're really excited to be here today from Le Cordon Bleu. We're a couple different beers we're working with today. We have a lager that's going to go in our steamed mussels.
Okay.
We've got some chorizo, jalapenos, some shallots. We'll steam those, open those up, and then we'll finish them with some butter.
You just let them simmer in that mixture.
Right, so we're going to start that up right now, and then we're going to toss that with some butter, and it's going to go over some toasted brioche.
Okay.
And on the second dish, we've got a porter braised short ribs. So we've seared these short ribs really well, salt and pepper, some roasted vegetables in there, some carrots, onion, and celery. We put the porter in there, really dark, bitter beer. So we braise this for a really long time. These were braised for about 3 hours. Great dish to do on a barbecue and just let it sit on your grill as you do other things.
How long do you sear them?
We're going to sear them till they're good and colorful. I don't know, about 3 minutes on each side.
Okay.
It's a really tough piece of meat, so it takes a long time for it to break down. It takes about 2 to 3 hours in the oven like that. Okay. So then what we did there was we came back and we put our braised vegetables on a platter. The carrots, onion, celery. I threw some garlic pieces in there as well. And then we're going to put our ribs on the plate.
And we should mention these vegetables are part of the mixture in here if you can't see that.
Right, so it's the braising vegetables that go along in there.
Wow.
So you see these, it's real important too with these short ribs is to get them on the bone. It's a 3-inch cut.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is that bone gives off a lot of good flavor too. So in the braising process of that, it's real important to keep that on there.
Wow. And they look so just tender.
So big, huh?
Yeah.
Big, tender, and flavorful. So here, really important too, so we pulled the beer and the braising liquid out of this pan and we reduced this down.
Okay.
Now what do you think goes really good with beer?
I would say a mustard.
That's
a mustard
good, Brian.
base.
Way to go.
Yeah.
So mustard, we got some mustard in there. Now that beer is kind of bitter though, right? It's that porter, so it's real bitter. So we came back and we added a little bit of honey. You could add maple syrup if you wanted to too. So I just reduced that down.
Okay.
And then I folded in a little whole butter right at the end. That whole butter gives a good mouthfeel and finishes off the sauce.
So you just reduce it down to where it becomes saucy.
That's right. Sauce consistency. We call that nappe.
Okay.
And that's going to go right over the top of
And now you've got these
short ribs.
You've got these covered. Do they have a tendency to dry out?
No, what happens is you want to capture that steam in there so that it opens up the mussels quicker.
I see.
So then we're just going to come back with a little bit of garnish on here.
Looks
And let's take a look at our mussels. And look at that. They opened up nicely.
Wow.
And
that didn't take any time at all.
No, not really. If I could get you to put some of those in there.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
You got it.
All right. I'll start plating these.
I'll give you a hand with that too.
Okay. Now talk about what does the beer, do with the flavors when you're barbecuing?
Well, I like the beer. I mean, beer goes well with everything. You can use this in clams as well in this dish. It just has a nice earthy flavor to it. And then, of course, the stronger the beer, the more bitter it can become. That's why we offset it with a little bit of sugar. This lighter beer, is a lager beer, works really well with this dish.
Oh, look how well that one opened up.
Some of the wheat flavors on it. So look at those mussels.
Yeah.
So we teach a lot of these classes at Le Cordon Bleu on weekends. We do enthusiast classes, and we have those every weekend. People can check them out on www.chefs.edu.
Well, I hope that my next barbecue turns out to look this good. This looks amazing.
So we'll just finish it with a little butter.
Okay, and then this becomes your sauce that goes over...
right over the top of those mussels again. Back on the toasted brioche. Use it up as a little of a... sopping it up, and you're in good shape.
Thank you so much for being here. Chef Kevin Quinn from Le Cordon Bleu. Check him out, lecordonbleu.com.
Thank you, Brian.
All right.